there, Scorpio. Welcome to From Ash to Air Tarot and to your October 2020 reading. I'm back after a month and a half hiatus. I was moving, and it was the first move for me in 20 years, so it was a big deal. And I'm pretty pooped, but I'm really happy to be back to do some readings on first of all, it's the new moon, but my favorite month of the year, October. I love the energy and all of the magic that happens during this time of year. For me, it's like my personal new year. I've always been very connected and attracted to the autumn months, and particularly October. And of course, I'm a big Halloween fan. But Samhain has always been the Sabbath that I, really love to honor and celebrate and practice magic with. So it's a very, very special one this year. We're going to be heading into another full moon on Saturday, October 31st, which is pretty awesome. I mean, the fact that Halloween is falling on a weekend and it has a full moon, the full hunter moon, that's pretty cool. And there's a lot going on right now, with Mercury in retrograde and Mars acting up in the sky. So we've got a lot of energies flying around, and it's a really good time to do a reading. So let's see where you guys are going to be for the last couple of weeks of this month, and maybe a little bit into November as well. I've got several decks out today that are my more spooky decks, or my darker decks, with the exception of the Magical Herb Oracle, which is a brand new deck that I just wanted to toss in there. But we're going to start today your reading with Stacey DeMarco's Halloween Oracle. We're going to start with that, and then we'll move into several different other decks and get different perspectives and aspecting. But I'd like to start with this to get an overall theme for what the messages are for my Scorpio folks this second half of October 2020. So here we go. Scorpio. Okay. Winter. The sacredness of pausing. The sacredness of pausing. So this, this time of year belongs to you guys. This is your, part of your birth month. And for those of you born in the first part of Scorpio, the first decan, this is your time. And it's giving you the advice that this is a time to reflect and take pause. And what better time to do that, quite frankly, than during a Mercury retrograde, where we're supposed to stop and recess and, kind of recalibrate. I think that it's time for you to let what no longer serves you die away with this year of 2020. It seems like it's a very natural and right thing to do. And anything that may have been bothering you, or for some time kind of been on your mind as something that you really want to let go of, I think that this full moon on October 31st is the best time to take real action to change those things. Just anything that seems superfluous or burdensome, I think you should just release it. And I think that's kind of the overall advice for how you should work with the energies for the rest of this month. But let's dive in. Let's do a little bit more investigation here. We're going to start with the Trick or Treat Tarot, which is from Duck Soup Productions. It's a Halloween themed deck, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection. We already got one fly out. Got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Could this be someone that you want to release? I hate to say that, but sometimes the releasing has to do with other people in our lives. But that's okay, because some people are only meant to be in our lives for a season anyway. So um, that's all part of letting go and being able to let go. We have to accept that that is a truth. Let's see what else. Anything else from this deck for my Scorpio tribe? Okay, this one. Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. There's definitely some relationship stuff going on for you, Scorpio. Relationship stuff that you want to put an end to. I'm not exactly sure. I want to keep going. I'm going to now work with the Halloween Tarot and see if some other cards start clarifying these for us. This is for my Scorpio tribe. October 2020. Guides, guardian angels, ascended masters, show me clearly. We've got Seven of Ghosts in the reverse. The Chariot. Eight of Pumpkins. I'm getting a very strong message that this is work related. I think you might be switching jobs, changing jobs. Scorpio 2020 October. Yeah, you're changing jobs or careers. The Tower and then the Seven of Pumpkins. So I think these individuals here, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Queen of Pentacles, have to do with career and work, and they are characters somehow involved in your work life. Think there was some kind of toxic situation, or you just kind of, I think, Scorpio, you stepped into your own in a way. I almost feel like you outgrew the job that you were presently in, and perhaps the challenging times right now of what's going on in the world for everyone with the pandemic kind of just made the exit all the more clear and important for you to transition, and it maybe made the transition easier as well, because work has definitely slowed for a lot of people. A lot of businesses are still not completely open. I mean, it all depends on where in the world you are, but definitely in the United States, that is the case. And now countries in Europe are starting to see some surges again with the pandemic. So there'll be more shutdowns. We're definitely not through with this virus yet and getting it contained and controlled. So there may have been dissatisfaction that you kind of had before the pandemic, and then once the pandemic hit, it kind of gave you a really smooth transition and opening to go to something else. Because I feel like you kind of you jumped and went pretty quickly into getting out of the situation that you were in, because the Chariot came up for you. And that came up pretty early on when I aspected these two cards. So, I mean, I really don't see anything other than hurrah for you, Scorpio. Good job. What I love about Scorpios as a general rule is even though you guys are super intense, super committed, super loyal people, you're also, when you're done with something, you're done. I mean, there's no hesitation when you know that something is not right for you anymore, or someone has betrayed you, or someone has, whatever it is. I mean, at any level, when you are ready to let go, you let go pretty easily. And I think that that's because of the nature of your sign and, when you were born. I mean, you were born during a time of letting go. You were born during the autumn when things are starting to, on the cycle of the wheel, start to decay and die and harvest. And I think it's really interesting that as I say that, I'm looking at the Seven of Pumpkins here, because I think pretty quick, like pretty quickly, maybe within the next couple of weeks, you're going to find some other kind of situation, another job or another opportunity. And I think it's going to be a really great one. I think you're going to have some nice choices. Your tower moment is almost like a blink. I mean, I don't see you guys struggling or suffering through this. I think this was the most positive tower moment that could happen to a collective group of people. If you're finding that you resonate with what I'm saying here, let's go a little further. Let's dive into another deck and see what else we can find. So I'm going to go now to the Crooked Way Gothic Tarot, the Bitter Pill edition. I've edged this myself in like a maroon blood red, but this is a deck I've kind of wanted for a while. It's a real kitschy deck, very creepy, and just fun. So let's see if we get any more information on what this new change is, this new direction that you've taken in your career, what that's all about, or anything that Spirit wants to reveal in regard to that. And then we'll go into asking for advice. But Cousin Theodora, Seven of Skulls. Huh, interesting. It's the same card, but in a different deck. The Seven of Pumpkins is the Seven of Skulls in this deck. And I think that, let me show you the card. You see creepy cards, but really, really kitschy and fun. I think that you are harvesting. You're harvesting right now this decision you made. I think you really feel like, I think you're in a great place, Scorpio. You're really in a great place. Let's see. Anything else that this deck wants to share here? Scorpio, October 2020. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pins in reverse. To me, this is you have ended any kind of stalemate or confusion that you might have had pretty quickly. Again, I really feel like you triumphed through this decision. Five of Pins, Sister Agnes. Yeah, you walked away from, this is kind of making me go back to the Knight of Pentacles here. You walked away from an unnecessary conflictual situation. I think you just got tired of the politics and the dynamics in your previous job. And I think there was some the Five of Pins would be the Five of Swords in the traditional tarot, and in that archetypal picture of the card, if we're looking at it from the perspective of RWS version, it's these people who are it's after a fight and a few people are walking away and someone else is picking up some swords, and it's almost like they got tired of fighting. That's the way that card has always, in the RWS style, that's the way that image has always struck me, is like people have been fighting bitterly and now they're just exhausted. It's like they're tired of fighting. And I feel like that's what whomever this King of Pentacles in reverse was, a colleague or a boss or whatever, I think you just got tired of it. You got tired of the situation and you're just like, bye-bye, and it ended. So so I really, because you went through this with experience with flying colors and called all the shots, and I don't see anything in the cards that makes me feel like there's anything, any lesson that you need to learn or any residual aftermath that you need to reflect on from what you accomplished. So now I want to ask what's next for you guys. You know, where is this all going to lead you? So I'm going to move to the Crow Tarot now and see what comes up. What advice do you have for Scorpio? Yeah, Five of Cups in reverse. Don't waste your pretty little head on thinking about it at all. You made the right decision. No need to, think of it as spilled milk. You're not crying over spilled milk. You made the right decision. You're moving forward. What other advice do you have for Scorpio? Show me clearly, Spirit. Knight of Cups. So there's some new energy coming in here pretty swiftly, and a much better situation. I don't know if this represents the new boss or the new job in general, but let's see. Okay. King of Wands, Judgment, and the Four of Rods. So, yeah, look, there's going to be, in the end, a victory for you in work and in career. You are definitely planting some pretty solid footing after this season, after this Halloween season. This new opportunity or this new job that you've applied for is going to be a much better situation for you. And you are going to compare it to what you were doing in the past, and it's going to be like night and day, and it's going to make you reflect a little bit, because you've got the King of Wands in reverse here. So there may be a new person in this new job that you may have to just keep your eye on, because the King of Wands in reverse can be pretty formidable. They can be kind of a trickster, and very, the King of Wands for the most part is very charismatic, and almost seductive, can be very seductive. And I don't mean that always in a romantic sense, but like just as a personality, they can be just fascinating. And so in the reverse, they're not always on the up and up. So just be careful. I'm not getting any like strong vibration here that there's something that's a big warning in the reading, because you have the Knight of Cups here as well. But it's maybe that you encounter another colleague in this new position that reminds you a lot of your old boss or your old job, which is why the Judgment card comes on the heels of it. It's like you see the light, like you're like, oh, I recognize a lot of the similar politics I was dealing with before. But you see, now you're going to be able to, with this here, you are now able to handle and identify. It's like you've graduated to another level of understanding about your career and your particular workplace, and the politics and all the things that go on. And I don't know exactly, but I'm getting, for a part of you, a group of you, I'm getting like you work somewhere in the corporate world. So there's a lot of like rule booking to learn when you're climbing the corporate ladder. There's a lot of P's and Q's that you have to kind of follow, or else you're not part of the in crowd that's going to move up. So I feel like you left a toxic situation, but you really learned from it. And now I just see a very bright future here. I mean, the Four of Wands is, that like the happy home, the reward for, for all of the risks and the hard work. So, yeah, I really feel like you guys have really come a long way in a short period of time. So kudos to you guys, Scorpio. Let's see let's close out with a draw from the Magical Herb Oracle and see if we can get one more little bit of advice before we close out the reading. Scorpio 2020 October. What do my Scorpios need to know? What is the advice? Woo, 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 woo. Okay. What a dilemma. Okay, well, a bunch of them fell out. Some fell on my floor. I can barely reach. Hold on one second. Bear with me here. Some fell on the table, but one fell face up. And I feel that that is the one that I am meant to read because it's meant for you. And the interesting thing is the card is attraction. Parsley. Attraction. I'm going to read from the book because it's like I said, this is a new deck for me. So I'm not as familiar with it yet. But this kind of, I almost feel like this is a preview for next month's reading for you guys. Like, I feel like I'm watching, I'm watching a movie trailer for, or an episodic trailer for next season. So I have a feeling that work and love are going to bleed together a little bit for you guys. But let's see what the card says. So, attraction, parsley. Someone or something is going to hold your attention and tempt you. It is also likely that you will find yourself the focus of someone else's attention. There are other opportunities coming along soon, so don't be dissuaded by any setbacks as the bigger picture is about to emerge. Something may end, but it will make way for a needed change and better times ahead. Better luck and happiness is around, and there is an indication of a sort of rebirth that is greatly empowered, hardier and more successful than before. Romance is also suggested. Wow. That kind of just basically confirmed the entire reading. So I'm wondering who this person that's going to hold your attention is. But it says someone will hold your attention and also likely you will find yourself the focus of someone else's attention. Could it be, Scorpio, that you are the focus of this Knight of Cups, that you have somehow ignited the attention of the Knight of Cups, and are you somehow seduced and enthralled by this King of Wands in reverse, these two new characters that have come into your life here in your new career or your new job? It's possible, but definitely it confirmed that something has ended, which we knew from the very, very beginning of with your first oracle from the Halloween oracle. And that happiness and all sorts of good things are in your immediate future, and that is confirmed here by the Four of Rods. It's interesting because this card said greatly empowered, hardier, and more successful than before. And like I've said earlier in the reading, guys, you've leveled up. I mean, you made an important decision very swiftly. Maybe in the future you would have worried, labored over it. Can I afford to leave this job because I don't really have anything lined up, and what if this happens and what if that, Not this time. You just were like, I'm done. This isn't working for me. Moving on. And you did it during a very scary time for a lot of people, a pandemic where work is scarce to begin with. So you have really leveled up. You just like the parsley plant, you have become hardier. The parsley plant is used not just for cooking, but also purification, protection, ending bad luck, divination, and love. So you might want to work with this during the full moon. You might want to find some kind of ritual or spell that incorporates parsley. And I wouldn't be surprised if romance pops up in this next couple of months for you guys, a new romance, and it's work related. It comes through your job. So there you go, Scorpio. Pretty fun stuff. I'm excited for you, and I'm also really proud of you, the way you handled this situation. So I wish you the best. Have a fantastic Samhain and Halloween, and I will see you next time. Bye.